message to the guys after a game like that?
Well, everybody's got to take ownership, and it starts with me. I made some decisions tonight and put us in a tough spot. I should have kept Chris out of the game, especially right before halftime. And then as a team, we got to take ownership as far as guarding the ball so we don't have to help as much. And it's the same story, 17 turnovers, and it added up to, I think, 38 points off of, second chance points and offensive rebounds. So, again, it's something that has hurt us. I don't think we were as organized tonight, a bit rushed. But it's about personal ownership right now, defensively. And but also, understand that it's 2-2, and we worked to be in this position. And so I told our guys we got to have the mindset of coming back here to win this thing. And for whatever reason, we haven't played a complete game here. I thought our first half defense was about as bad as it's been all year as far as recognizing the shooters. Second half defense, you can see it wasn't that bad. We just weren't that great on offense.
You mentioned the defense, the closeout on the threes. At what point were you like, hey, Finney Smith's getting threes, we got to do better?
All of them. Yeah. I mean, Bertans, we just didn't run those guys off the line. Finney Smith had 8. That's just game recognition, You have to have that awareness on your own. But again, this is something that I have to fix as the coach. We have to get guys off the line. We have to recognize Luka was 1 for 10. You have to recognize that and try to keep him from just getting to the paint and maybe force him to shoot a shot. We were helping to keep him out of the paint, and then there are times where you get mesmerized with him dribbling the ball, then he fires a perfect pass for a 3. So it's 2-2. Like I said, we worked to be in this position, and we get to go back home and fix some things.
Coach, did the guys get too caught up in the officiating again today?
You probably could make that case. There were some things that happened in the game, especially on the road with the fans behind their team and the emotion of the game. It probably can sway you a little bit, and that's going to happen. I was more concerned with our ability to bounce back once a call didn't go our way. We come out of a timeout, we execute and get it down to 7 or 8. We just couldn't put it together. As far as consecutive good plays, especially on the defensive end.
Monty, with what you said about being mesmerized by Luka last game, it was the spacing and the threes.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been like that split-second focus you guys just haven't had the last two?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. We're allowing too many middle drives. That's a recipe for disaster. Most teams like to funnel it away from the middle because you have more guys to help. When you give up middle drives, it can one, pull in the slot defender, and 2, sometimes the guy on the block is looking right at Luka, and it's hard to get out to the corner. Again, that's right here.
What did you see offensively that just didn't allow you guys to have it moving around the way you did?
One, Chris was in and out of the game. That probably hurt us. And 2, I don't think we trusted the pass enough tonight. I mean, in a game like this, we had 27 assists, but the way that they were playing, when that ball is moving around the gym, we typically are in the 30s.
Monty, you obviously disagree enough with the call in the moment to challenge it. Chris's 5th foul.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you see and what'd you make of the rule?
Just trying to save our guy, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they turn it over. But that's just one where you use it just to say that's where you save one of your starters from getting a high foul number.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah, just Monty,
Mm-hmm.
you've been generating a lot of threes
Yeah.
this entire series. Is there anything that you feel like they're doing particularly successfully, aside from the middle drives, or are they just beating you one-on-one? Like, how do you think they're going to get so many?
A little bit of both. I thought in the second half we did a little bit better job by mixing in some zones. But in the first half, it was just awareness of who was out there. I thought Bertans got off a few, and we just didn't run him off the line, close to his feet. In the second half, I thought we were a little bit better. But we got to respect Finney Smith more than we have. He's affecting the game on the offensive glass, and now he's shooting the ball well. and we have to respect that.
How crucial do you think it'll be to go back home and hopefully reset and kind of get back to basics and hopefully take that?
It's huge. I mean, like I said, you work your tails off all year long to have home court. So if this does come up, it's an advantage for you. And so I know our guys are looking forward to getting back on the floor, but we got to fix some things first before we get back out there.
Coach, with Chris in foul trouble,
Mhm.
Cam struggling a little bit, you went with the point book lineup.
Yeah.
Did you see anything positive or negative?
I mean, it's something that we haven't done a ton. We did it a little bit post All-Star break, but we haven't had to rely on it as much. But we may have to do it a bit more. You have off games. We're going to look at the film first before we make a decision. But I feel like that's a lineup. One, it may help us on offense, but two, defensively, it gives us bigger guys out there. So when we switch, helps you rebounding, and it helps you with size when they have Luka trying to get to the basket.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thank you.
Yo,
Chris, when you look at just the threes and giving up 20.
it's a lot, man. We gotta be better. We gotta be better.
In terms of just the way the game for you tonight with the fouls and
It was crazy, man. It's crazy. Tough one. Got to bounce back. Game 5.
Chris, it's the fastest in your career. You picked up 5 fouls like that short into a game. How many of them, when you look back at the 6, do you take umbrage with?
I gotta look back at it. You know what I mean? I can't put myself in the situations to give them that ability to do that. You know what I mean? So I just got to look at myself and figure out how to be better.
But what did you see from you guys defensively that led to the threes that Dallas was able to get?
I mean, they've been doing the same thing, 5-out offense. They have bigs that can stretch the floor. So just good spacing and driving and attacking and then making plays for each other.
What were there personal adjustments that you found in your offense and opportunities between games 3 and 4 that you could apply today and perhaps bring to the rest of the series?
What's the question?
Okay.
Were there personal adjustments that you saw, cracks in the defense or whatever, things that you could do between game 3 and 4 that you can now take from?
Yeah, offensively, we weren't worried about anything offensively. I think we were scoring well. Just a tough time defending.
Enough so I don't get fined.
So we got to clean up.
That's enough?
We got to clean up our defensive strategy and our rotations.
Devin, what was the biggest talking point in the locker room just to get ready to finish this one and move on again?
We usually, we let the dust settle, watch film as a team, and regroup then.
Was there anything
I can
in
leave.
terms of just Finney Smith and getting hot early and the adjustments maybe that weren't made, particularly early in the game when he got fired?
Yeah, and then back to what I started with, they were penetrating and, finding the open man, and then they're hitting shots. I think they hit 20-some threes today. So it's tough to beat a team like that.
Coach was saying before how don't overreact to Luka on the post. Don't overreact because then that leaves open threes. And you feel like you guys did overreact too much to him in that area?
I wouldn't say in the post, more on drives. I think he scored a couple times in the post, but, it's going to take us to stay in front of our man. Don't give him no angle. Don't let him get in our paint, and, just make it tough on him.
Chris, if you had to pick one place the team has to adjust after these last 2 games, where would it be?
I don't know. I got to look at the film, figure it out. It was like a blur tonight. I'm good. I'm sorry.
Monty had mentioned taking ownership and starting with him and everyone else as well.
Yeah.
Trying to get that sense in the locker room as well.
Yeah, we're going to make our adjustments. I've been in 500 basketball games, something like that, and I haven't quite seen one like today. So it was tough. It was a different type game, a different energy. Starting off the game, foul trouble, text for no reason. So it was just a lot came with it. I think we just have to flush it down the toilet and move on to the next game.
What was the explanation they gave you for the tech that you got?
That I flailed my arm and hit him in the face, purposely.
Have you ever seen someone get a tech before when they've been fouled?
I have not. That's a good question. Have you?
Nope.
Okay.
you were, as you're smiling now, you were trying to smile through it the whole game. Is that getting tougher and tougher as the game was going on?
It's not tough. You know, we're just gonna play our game. You know, that's Phoenix Suns basketball. We're gonna play all the way through the clock. You know, no matter if we feel the refs are against us or not, we're just gonna keep playing. So, you know, I think everybody on our team has been in worse situations in life, and like I said last game, we've been in series before. So, just enjoying it, taking it all in. It's, you know, it's fun.
What was your mentality while they're going 14 of 24 from 3? Was it they got to start missing at some point, and you know we got to be ready to pounce at that time?
I mean, I think you got to lose that mentality or thought process in the playoffs. You know, there's some regular season stuff. I mean, they're shooting it, and then they're shooting it well. So we just have to make the shots tougher. You know, I think there are a lot of them were open shots that they're supposed to make.
It feels like more than ever, like game to game, there's a lot of talk about adjusting to the officiating and figuring out how it's going. Does it feel like different than last summer that there's more adjustment from game to game on what they're calling and not?
Am I being set up right now?
Not trying to.
I can't take the bait on that one, but just go rewatch the last couple games and you guys tell me what you think. That's the best I can tell you.
This is a stupid question, man. What are you allowed to say about officials and what are you not allowed to say? Are you allowed to
That's
talk
a great
about-
question. That's a great question. I don't know either. That's what I don't know. But what Giannis said, I don't want the 2025 coming my way. That's a good way they can scare you, though.
They've been, you know, I think there's a lot of focus on Dallas's offense and the threes they generate, but for you guys, it feels like the offense has taken a little bit of a dip the last 2 games. Do you feel like it's your process? Do you feel like they've done things that maybe taken you guys
Who's
out?
they?
Dallas?
Okay. No, they're playing well. Like I said, I think offense wasn't a thing for us. I think our team's field when we're getting stops and getting out in transition, that's when we play our best basketball. So that's what we got to do. You know, it's hard to run offense when you're taking the ball at the net every time. We like to play with pace and get the running and use our strengths against them. And we didn't get to do that tonight.
What you've been building all year long to put yourselves in a position to do something special in the postseason, where does the poise of that preparation come into this moment here, being tied in the second round?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year was a learning experience for us. You know, it was personally my first time in the playoffs and understanding, you know, every time somebody overreacts, I say it's a series. It's a series. And I think we went to 6 games last year with the Lakers, 6 games with the Clippers, 6 with the Bucks, 6 with New Orleans. So, like, we understand, you know, that it is a series and it's the playoffs for a reason. You know, the best teams in the NBA are here and nobody wants to lose. So, you know, just taking that all in, like I said, flushing this game and just coming out with the right mentality. I mean, if we're worried about the last couple games the whole time, I think we're at a disadvantage.
Is that the difference you noticed in last year's first round with the Lakers and how you guys are approaching it now? That difference of going through those experiences of it being a 2-2 series, as opposed maybe to not overreacting now, as opposed to overreaction earlier. I know there's a lot of
Yeah, I was gonna say you lost me with that one.
No, I mean like
we're not overreacting.
Right. Like in the Lakers, you know, it's now different. Now you've now had these 6-game series.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it's definitely a different series. Experience is the best teacher. So, you know, for us, we gotta lock in and be better and, you know, protect home court.
Thanks, both.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Luke.
Collectively, it's not on one person. It's a collective effort. We got to get back to being who we are defensively. Right now, it's gaps in our defense, and these guys are doing a good job of capitalizing on that. I don't think it's an offensive thing. I think we can any shots we want, pretty much. I think we got to get back to guarding the way we can guard all 5 guys on the court. I'll be fine.
Jay, do you feel like this is a problem with scheme or with execution?
Execution. I think coaches did a good job of putting us in position. Like I told you guys, I don't know if I told you, but as you get deeper and deeper into the playoffs, it's less about scheme. It's more about the guy in front of you, you and that guy, mano y mano. I think game 3 and 4, they won that battle. Game 1 and 2, we won that battle. So that's what it comes down to.
What have you been seeing as far as, the high number of three-point attempts and the quality of the looks that they're getting?
Well, we're not dictating the shots. I think they have us on our heels from start, and they're dictating the shots. Usually when our defense is clicking, we're making those other teams take the shots that we wanted them to take. Game 1 and 2, we did that. And like I said, game 3 and 4, it's not that deal. So we got to get back to defending the way we want to defend and win the series. We've had slippage, for sure.
Jay, is it that being on a string that's just a step off right now, you feel?
Yeah, for the most part, but it's a domino effect. It's a domino effect of a lot of different things, but we're trying to overcompensate for one matchup, overcompensate, we're just scrambling. It's a scramble drill. And they do a good job of spacing the floor. They have shooters everywhere. They have playmakers. But we got to get back to just trying to keep the ball in front of you, but as best as possible. And we will get back to it, I know, at home. It's just a matter of fact, we got to have that travel. It has to travel with us if we want to become what the goal is to become.
Jay, with DeAndre, outside of that first game, hasn't been able to fully exploit the size advantage. How do you guys get him back to playing the way he was in that game 1 and taking full advantage of the size differential?
Well, they done a good job of speeding us up. Okay. They speed us up a little bit, and they had us not looking at the second and third options, and we taking that first look. Sometimes you got to work the offense, and I think that's when we can find big fellas down there stealing on the mismatch. But as we get sped up with the flow of the game, you just start to tend to shoot the first look, and it's more to be made on the backside of that defense because they're doing a good job of initially putting pressure on our offense on the first look. They're doing a good job of scouting, and they know what's coming. In the playoffs, you got to exploit second and third options. You got to have that, and I think that's when we can punish and get our bigs involved in the game and get them to dominate that paint.
Jay, how do you think you guys handled it mentally when Chris is only able to play 4 minutes in the second half?
I mean, like I said, I think he does a good job of just controlling that. Once he sees the team getting sped up a little bit, he does a good job of calming us down and getting us into proper sets. And I think we miss that from time to time, especially when those guys go on a run and we're trying to respond to it. He does a great job of calling some type of set or making some type of play. And I think that's one of our leaders. That's one of our go-to guys, and it's tough to make up for it. But at the same time, if we knew we was preaching about it. We got to do it collectively. We won it with him going down, and we came up short tonight.
Jay, you guys were averaging, I think, over 120 points the first 2 games of the series. Now I think you're under 100 for the last 2. You mentioned them speeding you up. Are you kind of happy with the process of the offense last 2 games? Does anything feel different to you? I mean, how do you kind of assess maybe some of the scores?
I think the offense to game 4 was better than game 3. I think we got quality looks at times, but at the time we got sped up. We turned the ball over way too much. I'm looking at the turnovers. That's not us. We haven't done that all year. It's tough to win games, especially on the road, with almost 20 turnovers. That sticks out like a sore thumb, but the shot quality was there. Guys made plays. Can't turn the ball over. They can't have 6, 7 more possessions than us on the road. I think that comes down to just us taking our time and just letting the offense breathe a little bit. Trying to force plays, but the shot quality was there. It's just the turnovers, and they did a good job of turning us over.
For the turnovers, is there anything? What have they done? Do you think that's kind of led to those maybe more than in the past, or is there anything that?
Well, they done a good job of taking us out of our first option. I think game 1 and 2 we got first option, and we saw the outcome of it. Jay Kidd and his coaching staff have done a great job of just scouting and taking us out of our first option. I think that's what it comes down to. That's playoff basketball, and we got to counter that and adjust and make plays on the backside. But that's what it's about. And I think they did a good. They done a good job. That's all I had to say.
Knowing how well you guys played in the first 2 games, does it come as a surprise that the series is tied, or would you say that's just the ebbs and flows of the playoffs?
It's playoff basketball. I'm not too down about it. It's playoff basketball. My leadership is keeping my players and my teammates ahead of like head up. Like, we don't have anything to hang our heads about. They did what they were supposed to do. They protected their home court. We got to do the same thing. So that's what it comes down to. We do have a couple of screws that we got to get tightened before game 5, obviously. And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jay.